The following days brought a profound change in Anna. The realization of how her small acts of kindness could ripple through someone's life weighed on her, but also inspired her to continue her work with a renewed sense of purpose. Yet, in the quiet moments, she couldn't shake the thought of Tom's struggle. Anna wondered how he was doing now. Had he truly found peace, or was he still battling the darkness that had brought him to the hospital that night? She felt an urge to reach out, but she had no way of contacting him. The hospital's privacy policies didn't allow her to follow up with patients directly unless they returned for treatment. Weeks passed, and the memories of the mysterious notes and the heartfelt letter remained vivid in Anna's mind. On an otherwise ordinary day, as she was preparing for another shift, she received a letter in the mail. The envelope was plain, but the handwriting on the front was instantly familiar. Her heart raced as she opened it. Inside was another note from Tom. Dear Anna, it's been a while since that night at the hospital, and I wanted to update you. Thanks to you, I've started seeing a therapist and slowly rebuilding my life. I've reconnected with my family, and for the first time in years, I feel hopeful. Your kindness was a lifeline, and I can never thank you enough. I hope you know that the work you do changes lives, even when it doesn't feel like it. Please don't ever stop being the amazing person you are. With gratitude, Tom. Anna sat down, tears welling in her eyes. It was a rare moment of clarity in a profession often filled with uncertainty and loss. She realized that the connection she had made with Tom was not just a fleeting moment but the start of his healing journey. Determined to carry the lesson forward, Anna began to look at her interactions with patients in a new light. She started advocating for more mental health support in her hospital, sharing Tom's story, anonymously, to highlight the importance of compassion in healthcare. One evening, months later, as she left work, Anna was stopped by a stranger in the parking lot. A woman, likely in her late 40s, approached her with a warm smile. Are you Anna? The woman asked, her voice trembling slightly. Yes, Anna replied, puzzled but kind. How can I help you? The woman introduced herself as Tom's sister. She explained that Tom had shared Anna's story with their family, and they had been moved beyond words. I just wanted to thank you, the woman said, tears glistening in her eyes. You didn't just save my brother. You gave us back a part of our family we thought we had lost forever. He's happier now than I've seen him in years. Anna was overwhelmed by the woman's gratitude. She felt humbled and reminded of why she had chosen to become a nurse in the first place. It wasn't just about treating illnesses or mending injuries. It was about healing souls and giving people hope when they felt none. In the weeks that followed, Anna noticed a shift in her daily routine at the hospital. She approached her work with a deeper sense of purpose, fully embracing the power of small acts of kindness. She began paying closer attention to the subtle cues of fear, sadness, or worry in her patients, knowing that even a few moments of connection could make all the difference. One evening, as she walked into the staff lounge during a break, she overheard a conversation among her colleagues. They were discussing the need for better support for anxious or distressed patients. Inspired by Tom's story, Anna decided it was time to act. We could start a program, she suggested, joining the discussion. A small initiative where nurses or volunteers spend time with patients who are waiting for results or just need someone to talk to. It doesn't have to be formal, just a way to remind people they're not alone. The idea resonated with her colleagues, and soon, Anna's proposal became the foundation of a new initiative at the hospital. The program, called Compassion Connect, quickly gained momentum. Nurses, volunteers, and even hospital staff from other departments signed up to participate, spending a few minutes each day offering support to patients in need. One day, while Anna was volunteering for the program, she met a young woman named Emily. Emily had been admitted after experiencing severe chest pain, and she was terrified as she waited for her test results. Her fear mirrored Tom's from that night months ago. Anna sat down beside her, offering a warm smile. Hi, Emily. My name is Anna. I'm here if you'd like someone to talk to. Emily hesitated at first but eventually opened up. She shared her worries about her health, her job, and how she felt overwhelmed by life. Anna listened intently, offering gentle reassurances and reminding Emily that she was in good hands. As they spoke, Emily's shoulders relaxed and her breathing steadied. By the time Anna had to leave, Emily was smiling, her anxiety visibly eased. The moment felt eerily familiar to Anna, and it reinforced her belief in the program's impact. Weeks later, Anna received a handwritten letter in the mail, much like the ones Tom had sent. This time, it was from Emily. Dear Anna, I can't thank you enough for sitting with me that day. Your kindness turned what felt like the scariest moment of my life into something manageable. My test results came back clear, but the real gift was the hope and calm you gave me. You're doing amazing work, and I hope you know how much it matters. Please keep being the light that so many of us need in dark times. With gratitude, Emily. Anna smiled as she read the letter, her heart full. She tucked it away in a box where she kept mementos from her career, a growing collection of notes and tokens from patients whose lives she had touched. Months turned into years, and Compassion Connect became a cornerstone of the hospital's care philosophy. Other hospitals in the region began adopting similar programs, inspired by the success of Anna's initiative. Her story, though humble, became a source of inspiration for healthcare professionals everywhere. But Anna never sought recognition for her work. For her, the true reward was in the connections she made and the lives she helped change. She often thought of Tom and the ripple effect his gratitude had created, touching countless others through her journey. One evening, as Anna prepared to leave the hospital, she paused for a moment to reflect. The parking lot was quiet, the same as it had been on that night when she found the first note. She looked up at the sky, the stars twinkling brightly, and whispered a silent thank you. Because in helping others, Anna had discovered something profound, that kindness, no matter how small, could illuminate even the darkest paths, not just for others but for herself as well. Years passed, and Anna's life transformed in ways she never imagined. The Compassion Connect program had grown beyond her hospital, gaining national recognition. Healthcare facilities across the country adopted similar initiatives, inspired by the simplicity and power of human connection in healing. Despite the accolades and growing reputation, Anna remained the same, grounded, humble, and dedicated to her work. For her, the letters and heartfelt stories from patients were more rewarding than any award or recognition. One crisp autumn evening, Anna was invited to speak at a national nursing conference. She had hesitated to accept, feeling that public speaking was far from her comfort zone. But the organizers insisted, explaining how her story had touched lives far beyond her local community. Reluctantly, Anna agreed. Standing on the stage in front of hundreds of healthcare professionals, Anna shared her journey, starting with the night she met Tom. As she recounted the mysterious notes, the letter, and how it all led to the Compassion Connect program, the audience sat in rapt silence. I used to think that being a nurse meant treating illnesses and injuries, Anna said, her voice steady despite her nerves. But over the years, I've learned that it's so much more than that. Sometimes, all it takes to save a life is to sit down, listen, and remind someone that they're not alone. Never underestimate the power of kindness, it can create ripples you may never see. The room erupted into applause as Anna finished her speech. Afterward, many attendees approached her, sharing their own stories of how small acts of compassion had made a difference in their lives or their patients. Among them was a young nurse named Claire, who introduced herself shyly. Your story inspired me to start something similar at my hospital, she said. I didn't realize how much impact we could have just by taking a few extra moments to care. Thank you for showing me that. Anna smiled warmly, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. The idea that her journey had inspired others to spread kindness and compassion was more than she ever hoped for. Back at her hospital, life continued much the same. Anna remained a nurse on the floor, refusing offers for administrative roles that would take her away from patient care. She cherished the direct connections she made with those who needed her most. One evening, during a particularly hectic shift, Anna encountered a teenage boy named Jacob. He had been admitted after a sports injury, but something in his demeanor caught her attention. He seemed distant, withdrawn, and hesitant to speak. Sitting down beside him, Anna gently asked, "Are you okay, Jacob? I know it's not easy being here." Jacob shrugged but didn't look up. "I guess. It's just, things have been hard lately." Anna didn't press him, instead sharing a story about a time she felt overwhelmed as a teenager. Slowly, Jacob began to open up, sharing his struggles with school, family pressures, and feeling like he wasn't good enough. Anna listened patiently, offering words of encouragement and reminding him that it was okay to ask for help. By the time their conversation ended, Jacob's expression had softened, and he seemed a little more at ease. Later that night, Jacob's mother approached Anna, tears in her eyes. "Thank you," she said. "I don't know what you said to him, but he's smiling for the first time in weeks." Moments like these reaffirmed Anna's belief in the importance of her work. It wasn't about grand gestures or life-changing events, it was about being present, even in the smallest ways. As Anna's career continued, she often thought of Tom. She wondered how he was doing and whether he fully realized the profound impact he had on her life. His gratitude had been the spark that set everything in motion, and she hoped he had found lasting happiness. One day, years after their initial meeting, Anna received an unexpected message at the hospital. It was from Tom. The note was brief. "Anna, it's been a long time, but I wanted to thank you again. I'm doing well, better than I ever thought possible. I recently got married and started volunteering at a mental health organization. Your kindness saved my life and inspired me to help others the way you helped me. I thought you should know. With endless gratitude. Tom." Reading the message, Anna felt tears well up in her eyes. She had always hoped that Tom's life had taken a brighter turn, and now she knew it had. His journey had come full circle, and in many ways, so had hers. That evening, as Anna walked to her car, she looked up at the sky, the stars twinkling brightly. She thought of Tom, Emily, Jacob, and all the others whose lives had intersected with hers in meaningful ways. She felt a deep sense of peace, knowing that her simple acts of kindness had created ripples far beyond what she could ever see. Anna smiled, stepping into her car and driving home with a heart full of gratitude. For the lives she had touched and for those who had touched hers in return. As time moved forward, Anna found herself reflecting more deeply on the interconnectedness of her experiences. The story of Tom had started as a chance encounter, but its ripples extended far and wide. Anna's dedication to kindness and compassion became an anchor for not only her patients but also her colleagues. The Compassion Connect program expanded into a comprehensive initiative that offered mental health training to healthcare professionals. The goal was simple: empower caregivers to recognize and address emotional distress in their patients while also caring for their own mental well-being. Anna often facilitated workshops, sharing her journey as an example of how small moments could lead to life-changing impacts. During one such workshop, Anna met a young nurse named Mia. Mia was in her first year on the job and confessed to feeling overwhelmed by the emotional toll of nursing. "It feels like there's never enough time to do everything," Mia admitted. "How do you find the energy to connect with patients on a deeper level when the workload is so heavy?" Anna smiled warmly, remembering her own early days in the field. "It's not about doing everything perfectly," she said. "It's about being present, even if only for a moment. You don't have to solve every problem or have all the answers. Just letting someone know they're not alone can make all the difference." Mia nodded thoughtfully, her expression softening. "Thank you, Anna. I needed to hear that." Months later, Anna received a letter from Mia. In it, Mia described how she had started incorporating moments of connection into her daily routine. She shared a story about a patient, an elderly woman named Mrs. Harper, who had been admitted for complications related to heart disease. The woman had been withdrawn and uncommunicative, but Mia took the time to sit with her and ask about her life. "Mrs. Harper told me about her late husband and how they used to dance every Sunday afternoon," Mia wrote. "I played her a song from that era on my phone, and her entire demeanor changed. She smiled, and for the first time, she opened up about her fears. That small moment reminded me why I became a nurse. Thank you for showing me the way." Reading the letter, Anna felt a swell of pride. She realized that the impact of her kindness had multiplied, reaching patients she had never even met through the people she had inspired. As the years rolled on, Anna's life continued to evolve. She remained at the hospital, but her role shifted to include mentoring younger nurses and leading initiatives that focused on holistic care. Her reputation as a compassionate leader spread, and she was often invited to speak at conferences and events. One day, Anna received an invitation to a gala honoring healthcare professionals who had made significant contributions to patient care. She was surprised to learn that she was one of the honorees. The nomination came from a group of patients and families who had been touched by her work, including Tom. At the gala, Anna was introduced to countless people who shared stories of how her programs or actions had impacted their lives. Among them was a man named James, who revealed that he had been inspired to start a non-profit for suicide prevention after hearing about Compassion Connect. "You probably don't even realize how far your influence has reached," James said. "But your story has saved more lives than you'll ever know." The pinnacle of the evening came when Anna was called to the stage to accept her award. As she looked out at the audience, she saw familiar faces, patients, colleagues, and friends who had been part of her journey. Her voice trembled slightly as she began to speak. "I am deeply humbled by this recognition," Anna said. "But this award isn't just for me. It's for every nurse, doctor, and caregiver who chooses kindness in the face of challenges. It's for every patient who reminds us why we do what we do. And it's for people like Tom, whose courage and gratitude taught me the true meaning of connection." As the audience rose in applause, Anna felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Her journey, which had begun with a single moment of kindness, had come full circle. And yet, she knew there was still so much more to give. The next morning, as Anna returned to work, she noticed a small envelope tucked under her windshield wiper. Smiling, she retrieved it and unfolded the note inside. It read, "Dear Anna, thank you for continuing to be a light in this world. You've shown us that compassion isn't just a part of healthcare, it's the heart of it. Keep shining. With love and gratitude. A grateful patient." Anna held the note close, her heart brimming with warmth. The message was a reminder that no matter how far her journey took her, the essence of her work remained the same: to be present, to care, and to make a difference, one moment at a time. As Anna's career progressed, she found herself reflecting not only on her work but also on her own personal growth. She had started her journey as a nurse full of ambition and idealism, but it was the real, human connections she made that shaped her into the compassionate leader she had become. One evening, after a particularly emotional shift, Anna was approached by Dr. Ramirez, one of the senior physicians at the hospital. He had been a mentor to Anna in her early days, and their paths often crossed during critical cases. "Anna," he said with a thoughtful expression, "I've been watching the way you connect with patients and staff. You've built something remarkable here, and I think it's time we expanded on it." Anna tilted her head curiously. "What do you mean?" "I mean taking Compassion Connect to the next level," he said. "We've seen its impact locally, but imagine what we could achieve if this became a national initiative. Training programs, resource networks, even partnerships with schools to instill these values in the next generation of healthcare workers." Anna's eyes widened. The thought of scaling her work to reach even more people was both exciting and daunting. "That sounds incredible," she said after a moment. "But how would we even begin?" Dr. Ramirez smiled. "With you leading the way. You're the heart of this movement, Anna. Your story is what inspires people to believe in it." Over the next year, Anna dedicated herself to transforming Compassion Connect into a national initiative. She collaborated with healthcare leaders, policymakers, and nonprofit organizations to create a framework for implementing the program in hospitals across the country. The process was challenging, requiring long hours, countless meetings, and a relentless commitment to the cause. Through it all, Anna stayed grounded by continuing her work as a nurse. She believed it was important to remain connected to the patients and colleagues who had inspired her journey in the first place. One evening, after wrapping up a presentation at a major healthcare conference, Anna received a surprise visitor, Tom. She hadn't seen him in years, though his letters had occasionally kept her updated on his life. "Tom!" Anna exclaimed, her face lighting up with a smile. "It's so good to see you." Tom grinned, looking healthier and more at peace than she had ever seen him. "I heard you were speaking tonight," he said. "I couldn't miss the chance to thank you in person."